But as you can see, for 3 days it traded sideways. But when it was trading sideways, guess what it was doing? It crossed back over this downtrend right here. So at this point, we're no longer in a downtrend. Okay? And then right here, you see these wicks. It was trying to bounce up. It was trying to bounce up, but people kept taking profits or shorting it or selling or whatever was going on. You could see that there was definitely some price action, some volatility to trade off of. So, and remember, like I said earlier, whenever you see a stock trading sideways but staying within a channel, it's kind of consolidating. So you can kind of say this whole zone right here is basically a consolidation zone. That right there. So all this right here is consolidating, consolidated. And that can sometimes be a bullish sign too. I like to watch price action when I see it respecting the support, but consolidating, especially when it's consolidating, but also breaking a downtrend. That's typically a bullish sign. And that's exactly what happened here. Consolidated, boom. Market open, had some volume, took off. Look, this is an hour chart. So look, in that first hour or so right there, the stock traded 16 million shares of volume. That's a lot. And it crossed over all indicators, including VWAP. Once it got up to this 120-day directional SMA, it encountered a little resistance. All right. It tried to break above it, but there was a lot of selling going on, as you can see from the wick. All right. So it tried to break above it. That's a doji candle. So basically it's a battle between the bulls and the bears, because you got a wick on the top and bottom. So that means when it tried to sell off, buyers came in and bought it back up. And then when it tried to break out, sellers came in and sold and created downward pressure on it. So it's basically even between the bulls and the bears. But whenever you're crossing over and breaking into an uptrend, and there's a battle like this between the bulls and the bears and a lot of volume, but it never breaks down, it holds that level and consolidates more and creates higher highs, that's also a bullish sign. It was just little things like that. But then as you can see right here, it looks like it hit some resistance. Look, the wicks touching right there. Look, tried to break out, but people, they took profits. So this right here, all this selling right here is people taking profits that may have got into the position over here the day before or whatever, held it overnight. But they're looking at these levels here and saying, oh, that could be resistance. So it tried to break out, but then it broke down. Wick on top, bearish. And then for some reason that thing sold off big time there. Downtrend. But I was watching it and I knew, so I was watching it and following the news. It was just up on my shit. You feel me? So when it got right here, I was watching it, seeing okay, so when Nvidia did its earnings, like they missed on basically everything, projected profits and earnings, etc. Their earnings call was bad, and what that did was trigger this sell off right here. All right. But in the long term, Nvidia's actual, industry leader. It's a good blue chip company. So even though it had bad earnings and sold off, it's only gonna sell off so far to where people are like, well, goddamn, at these prices, I'm down to get some. I'm down to buy in at these prices because they know eventually it's gonna go back up. So I was just waiting on the reversal. had my support mapped out. Boom. Once I seen all the once I seen we were kind of heading towards a bear market rally and Nvidia had found the bottom, then I knew it was okay to go ahead and jump in some SOXS, especially when it was down here this cheap like this, like at these levels, and it's near the bottom. So yeah, this is near the bottom. Like this particular trading instrument, the SOXS, it hasn't been down here at these levels since 2020. Basically right in the thick of Corona. So April of 2020, that's the last time this particular instrument has been down here at these lower levels like this. Looking at the daily chart, there's some decent support right around here. So that was one of my bullish indicators. Also, we're in a bear market rally. That was another bullish indicator. Also, looking at Nvidia, it seemed like Nvidia had found the bottom, as you can see here. So you see, you got to be paying attention to all that. So I seen that Nvidia found the bottom, and shit, at these prices, Nvidia is looking decent, like a good play at these prices. Because at one point, let's look at the hourly chart. Matter of fact, let's go to the daily. Look at where Nvidia was at in November 2021. That might be an all-time high right there. Look, it got as high up as 345. So no matter how bad the earnings is, it's only going to sell off so far to where it becomes, even with the earnings so bad, it's only going to sell off so far before the market and market makers and hedge funds and the big boys realize that it's a good deal. Because look, 130, 340. So this thing's down, shit, I don't know how much, $200+ at that point. It's a good deal. It's a no-brainer. You feel me? So you got to take all that into consideration. And basically, that's what I did. And that was another elevating factor, which caused me to have a bullish thesis on it. All right, and remember, Nvidia is the industry leader when it comes to semiconductors, basically graphics cards and stuff like that. Basically goes Nvidia and then AMD. AMD's like closing in, nipping at its heels. Then you got Taiwanese Semiconductor and a few other ones. Intel like fell off. They need to get their shit together. So AMD's like about to freaking surpass them if they haven't already. They've definitely surpassed them as far as their processors and shit. Because when I was building my computer, my gaming computer, like I had to make a choice. Do I want a Intel Nvidia build, or do I want to go all AMD? And I decided to go all AMD. And now look, Nvidia's at 138. Look, AMD's at 83. At one point, AMD was a peon. So that was another elevating factor as to why I took the trade on SOXS and also AMD.